Hey guys, welcome back to the channel with more Watchmen. This is Season 1, Episode 7. Though I don't know if I have to say Season 1 because I heard recently that there was an interview with the showrunner and he said something along the lines of they don't plan any more seasons. They haven't planned any more seasons. This is meant to be like a one season and that's it. He didn't rule out a Season 2, but for now, I guess I can just call this Episode 7. But anyway, yeah, last episode was just so freaking good. Probably one of the best things I've seen on television ever. And yeah, just the themes that were attacked, Will's backstory, the reasoning behind the noose for hooded justice. It was just so good. And yeah, I can't wait to see how the last 3 episodes wrap this entire story up. It feels like there's still so much more story to tell. So I'm curious how they'll attack it. And yeah, last time we left off in the real world and not like flashbacks, we saw Looking Glass probably under attack from the 7th Cavalry, probably dead. I guess we'll find out for sure this episode. Lady Trieu, well, Angela is in Lady Trieu's care. Curious to see how that went about. But I mean, I have no doubt that Lady Trieu was capable. I just want to kind of see how that happened. And yeah, there's gonna be some conversation between Will and Angela, I'm sure. So looking forward to that too. And yeah, if you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started. VHS tape.
Was he the liberating hero who single-handedly ended the war? Or was he the cold blue conqueror who decimated an entire way of life? So, like the Viet Cong,
we have to see him before the end of the series, right? Like up close and personal, not just like as a dildo. Oh, the cosplays. Of course, that would be the most popular cosplay for sure, right? An almost religious awe.
People who wear masks are dangerous, Angela. Well, they're hiding something.
Just pretend, Dad.
It's only pretend until it's real.
He's got a special insight on people with masks too. Kids can be very observant sometimes. Oh, jeez.
Since you OD'd on my drug, Agent Blake called me up and asked if I could save your life.
Oh.
So here you are, getting your life saved.
Okay. I thought she finagled her way into having Angela in her custody.
And have a pleasant return to consciousness.
Was that informative?
Don't ever fucking do that to me again.
That's what you said last time.
You can hang yourself now.
Agent Blake, you there?
5 of them are here, and they're extremely dead. Yeah,
They've got the
they're
masks.
wearing Rorschach masks. Well, actually, hold on. One of them isn't. It's kind of strange, considering he's a cop that he didn't call this in, huh?
Should I call this in?
Should I call this in?
No, you should. But he had to hide who he was. Because white men in masks are heroes. But black men in masks are scary.
Eek.
Thank God times have changed. I think that Reeves believed your husband was a part of this whole Cyclops thing. And that's why he killed him. Senator Joe used them to kill a bunch of police so that he could put all the cops in masks. And pretty soon, no one can tell the good guys from the bad guys because everybody's covering their fucking faces and pledging loyalty to their newly elected leader, President Joe.
Ah.
That was the original idea. But something extraordinary.
She's just come out and...
President seemed a bit small potatoes.
What?
She's just coming out and saying it.
Was I not supposed to confess yet? What the fuck are you doing?
You had plenty of time to get up and move when she pressed the first 2 buttons and it didn't work. Ah.
Which is more trustworthy?
Left.
The Candyman.
Why?
People don't fly kites alone.
Which woman looks more scared?
The one who's about to jump.
Yeah.
Which woman is the angriest?
They're exactly the same.
Are you sure?
You're the angriest. No, I don't know. Whoa.
That's him.
Cháu có chắc chắn không?
I'm sure. Can I listen?
Cháu lớn lên cho đến tìm tôi.
Oh, wow.
I have these dreams sometimes. They feel so real.
Did Trieu give her nostalgia? Her nostalgia? Her mother's nostalgia? I don't know.
Resign yourself to our master's cruel whim, or find him guilty.
How's this story going to connect back to what's going back down on Earth?
Master Veidt, if you have anything to say in your defense, say it now.
Seems about right.
For it is the foundation of a fair trial that every man be judged by a jury of his peers. You are not his peers.
Yeah.
As such, I have taken the liberty of assembling an alternative jury.
Wow.
Guilty!
He is, but this is such a farce.
I have a secret plan to save humanity, and it starts in Oklahoma.
Another secret plan.
Kidding.
Sure you can.
I really can't.
Why did you come here?
No, I believe her.
Total amnesia is extremely rare. Unless you're in a soap opera. In real life, it almost never happens.
It happened.
Of course it did. His whole life up to that moment just gone.
Whoa.
How do you know about Cal?
Your grandfather told me.
And whose nostalgia is your daughter tolerating?
Her own.
What?
What?
I'm slipping her own memories to her. I've been reintegrating her memories while she sleeps via IV drip.
So we were right about the clones, but it's her mother.
Crazy person.
I'm on the verge of completing my life's work. Is it wrong to want my parents with me when I do?
Your dad's here too?
He will be.
Oh, this show is so fun.
A trapdoor.
I'm sorry?
Who has a fucking trapdoor installed in their living room?
We're not racist. We're about restoring balance in those times when our country forgets the principles upon which it was founded. Because
The racist principles.
Way too far. And it is extremely difficult to be a white man in America.
Oh yeah, frickin'.
So I'm thinking,
Oh, that's the funniest thing in the show so
I
far.
might try being a blue one.
Oh, that's what this is about.
When I was 15
That makes sense. Well, that worked. The fuck? It's an elephant? What?
Đứng lên.
Your dad ever mentioned me?
Figures.
Figures.
His mom?
He had a little girl. A little girl who was all alone with no next of kin.
I'm gonna be a police officer.
Of course you are.
Of course you are.
I remember this one. You do not want to fuck with Sister Night. This your favorite?
I'm not allowed to watch it.
Good
Why
question.
you carrying around this one?
She looks like me?
Know what? She does look like you. Precious cargo. E26.
And she... God damn. And now she has a better idea of who she was because of the nostalgia. Wow. Oh. Yeah, level 0 makes sense. This is a blue earth. It's round.
Y necesito ayuda. Yo tengo cáncer.
Oh, the
Cáncer en el
room.
cerebro.
Tulsa.
I don't know why I keep coming to these stupid phone booths and telling you jokes.
So many prayers unanswered. Beg for him to come down from the heavens and make things better. But he ignores them. Every single one. He's not even on Mars.
Where is he?
Right here in Tulsa. Pretending to be human.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to keep fucking around here? Or are we going to be honest with each other? Your grandfather came to me because he needed someone with my resources to help him stop the 7th Cavalry. They're going to capture Dr. Manhattan. And they're going to destroy him. And then they're going to become him. Can you imagine that kind of power in the hands of white supremacists? I'm sorry, Angela. I know you asked me not to say it, but I am saving fucking humanity. You didn't ask me who he is.
She doesn't want to know.
Tell scared to move. I don't want to hurt her.
It's A-Bar. She wants you to move. She says she doesn't want to hurt you. Fuck her.
What if it's... Is it Cal? Is that why he has no frickin' memories? Or is this another misdirection?
I love you.
I love you too.
Time to come out of the tunnel.
What,
We always knew that this day would come.
what day, Angela? I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
do know. You just don't remember. It was a lie. A lie so that we could be together. At least for a while.
You're not yourself.
No, John.
You're not yourself.
You're not yourself.
I don't want to see this violence. Oh, jeez. I didn't want to see that. Oh, jeez. I don't want to see this. What the heck? This is not the way we wanted this to end. What the heck? Ah.
Hey, baby. We're in fucking trouble.
What the heck? What the What the heck? She knew all along? Oh, wow. That was... Oh, what the heck is going on? This show is amazing. My thoughts for this episode are just so all over the place because this was ridiculous. Like, damn. Cal was freaking Dr. Manhattan and Angela called Dr. Manhattan baby. Like, how did they even meet? How did... I'm assuming we'll go over all of that next episode, but how did the 7th Cavalry figure out who Dr. Manhattan was and that he was on Earth? And so many questions. But yeah, like after a while, like the fact that he had total freaking amnesia is a pretty big hint. And then Laurie thinking Cal is hot is another one. But why would Dr. Manhattan do that? And how is he connected to Angela? How much did he know about Will Reeves? And God, and then there's the fact that his son was playing with a floating castle, and the way he explained Judd's death to his daughters, like he was so nihilistic. And then there's that twist that Angela knew all along. Like, what the heck is this show? Honestly, I love it. I love it so much. And still, even though I knew Dr. Manhattan was down there, Cal was still there on the outside, and it was so horrible watching Angela take a hammer to his freaking head. And like, I don't care how much I love somebody, if they start walking towards me with a hammer, I am running. But yeah, I did not want to see that, and yet, ugh. But now that Dr. Manhattan's out of Cal's body, I mean, he's gonna kick some white supremacist butt next episode, right? I mean, that is gonna be so much fun. But yeah, this episode touched on so many important topics too, like American imperialism, the effects it had on others, other countries, like Vietnam in this particular case. Sure, like in real life, we didn't win the Vietnam War, but like this big blue conqueror who decimated an entire way of life. We as a country have done that multiple times. So kudos to the show for like getting into that and like shining a light on it. And oh my god, that Senator Keene. Freaking, we're not racist. It's just extremely difficult to be a white man in America. Oh, boo freaking who. Oh, that was hilarious. But yeah, in all of the timelines, apparently, white men think they have it so hard. War on Christmas. Oh, man, this episode. And so, yeah, he wants to become a blue man. Laurie was not interested at first in hearing his reasonings, and until he brought that up, I'm sure her ears perked up a little bit. Which, man, like Cyclops really changed their goals after a while, which totally makes sense. Mesmerism was the most advanced, it was like beyond advanced for even now in 2019. I wouldn't be able to imagine that happening on such a large scale, even in our real life. But like, mesmerism was big then, but then Dr. Manhattan happened. And yeah, during the opening, they were talking about like what happened with Dr. Manhattan and how he became Dr. Manhattan, and I was like, isn't anyone gonna try and replicate that incident? Like in Marvel, people keep trying to replicate Captain America and keep failing, or sometimes failing. I think we did get multiple Winter Soldiers in Civil War. Big spoiler for Civil War if you haven't seen it already. It's like a 3-year-old film by now. Sorry if I just spoiled it. Though it's not that big a spoiler, really. It's not even that relevant to the plot. Anyway, but yeah, Angela's childhood is so tragic. She had to go through so much. Her parents died in front of her. She was a key witness to who was instrumental to blowing up her parents, and she had to point them out. And she wanted to listen, and she heard the guy just get shot, which I feel like, anyway, I don't know if that was like proper justice, but anyway, her parents, died in front of her, and then her grandma comes to get her to bring her back to Tulsa, and I was like in my head, like, didn't she say she stayed in Vietnam longer? And yeah, she did, because her grandma died literally as she was about to take her home to Tulsa, which, but it does serve as an important part of her life, because in those couple of hours they had, she actually, I don't know if her parents told her that she was originally, or their family was originally from, or her father was originally from Tulsa. But if he didn't, her grandma was the first one to tell her. So, but yeah, I mentioned the layering of these memories on top of each other. Will's memories and Angela's. That was so fantastic because it offers her so much perspective on the events of her own life. Like, she got to see more of who her grandmother was before she got to meet her in her own life for like those couple of hours. But yeah, like, and then it turns out Angela was hooked up to an elephant when she thought she was hooked up to her grandfather the whole entire time. I mean, is the whole thing like elephants never forget joke, because I have no answers for that. That was just that was so funny. And I think what's really funny is that this is an HBO show and they couldn't get elephants for Cersei in Game of Thrones, but they got an elephant for Watchmen. I was very wrong about Looking Glass. I thought for sure he was dead and they closed on the 7th Cavalry coming into his home because he was dead for sure, but he shot his way out of it and escaped. And a mask is missing among the 7th Cavalry, so I have to assume Looking Glass stole it and is impersonating the 7th Cavalry right now, though, right? I just hope Dr. Manhattan doesn't accidentally kill him, thinking that he's one of the 7th Cavalry and not, like, doing undercover work, but we'll see. Oh, and we guessed that it was clones with Beyond and Lady Trieu, and I thought she was cloning herself. She was cloning her mom so that she could be there when she saved freaking humanity. What is this show even? Like, all these ridiculous twists. And then she said her father will be here too, which, I mean, thematically and the way the story is going, it feels like it has to be Adrian Veidt, but I don't know if that explains everything. She said she bought the company. She bought his company, which would she have to do if he was her father? But like all this time, like he's been trying to get home, and then he's gonna wind up showing up right when Lady Trieu saves humanity. That feels like a proper freaking conclusion to that story arc. But I don't know. I can't trust anything with the show anymore. So who knows? My brain has officially melted after this episode. I didn't even mention what the heck is going on with Adrian Veidt and his being found guilty by a literal bunch of pigs. I don't. And what is his punishment for? I don't know. Murdering 3 million people. I don't know how this trial took 365 days if he was just like offering no defense. But yeah, that trial was just like a total farce, like ridiculous. Like, true, he was guilty of everything they were accusing him of, but it was just the most ridiculous trial ever. And 365 days later, all he had was a freaking fart joke. And the idea that he has to be judged by his peers, and they pulled out freaking pigs. I can't even analyze this show at all. Like, this episode at all is just too much. It's too funny. And my head is... And I love, actually, that they use the same twist 2 episodes in a row. This hero was actually the black guy. So, first with Hooded Justice being Will Reeves, the black guy, and then Dr. Manhattan being Cal Abar, the black guy. Same twist. 2 episodes in a row. Still blew my freaking mind. It's like they did it the first time, and they're like, I'm sure they won't see it coming again. But yeah, how is it that the 7th Cavalry is going to try to kill him, and how is that even possible? And how they know who he is and why he's on Earth? I'm assuming we'll get a lot more answers, because we've gotten a lot more answers the last few episodes, definitely, and it's been so much fun. But there are also a lot of different things that I'm not sure how they'll pay off in the end. Like, who the heck is Lube Man? He hasn't shown up since that first appearance. Like, what is his role in all of this? How is Laurie Blake... I mean, they kept Laurie Blake alive ostensibly to... I mean, not ostensibly. Supposedly to watch the birth of a new Dr. Manhattan. This episode just... This show is so well made. It totally... I would totally understand... I totally get that this is a 1-season thing, because there's... It would take... I don't know how long it took for them to come up with all these ridiculous ideas and to shoot it all, but... if they do make a season 2, I don't know how much skin I have in the game for if they make a season 2. Like, I know if they choose to do a season 2, it's going to be because they've spent a lot of time figuring out how to make it incredible. But if they can't think of any way to do it, I'm okay with them not doing it at all. But if they do, I know I'll be looking forward to it. But we've got 2 episodes to wrap up this entire thing. Not entirely sure what the Millennium Clock is still for. I mean, it's a countdown to when the 7th Cavalry was going to move on Dr. Manhattan and make their own Dr. Manhattan. But how did they know how this was going to happen? I mean, Will Reeves came to Lady Trieu and she bought the land that became the Millennium Clock. That was many years ago. we have a lot of stuff that hasn't been fully explained yet, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel like have been so many questions raised this episode, and yeah, I just need more answers at this point. So, not going to speculate too much more, but yeah, this episode. Anyway, guys, it's a brand new month, so Patreon. If you want to check out Patreon, you can see the full reaction there. And yeah, it'll last until the end of the month, so you'll be able to see the full reactions for the rest of the episodes this season, as well as all the full reactions to the previous episodes in this show. But yeah, thanks for watching, and leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends. Wow.